All right, hi, I'm Thomas with Believe in the Run.
I'm Robbe with Believe in the Run.
And Robbe, we're getting nuts because like typically we don't do these types of reviews here in the studio.
Wow, do one trail review and you slip into that West Virginia draw.
Yeah.
West Virginia, Georgia draw.
Like I was saying, we gotta shoot a review here. Check it out.
Apologies to everyone in the South.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Brooks Caldera 6.
I really only have one accent.
Before we start this review, please subscribe and like this channel for all the best shoe reviews in the entire world. All right, so yeah, the Brooks Caldera 6. This one's chonky, big, thick. I don't know, all the descriptions they have these days for what, thick with 2 C's.
Oh, I like the thick with 2 C's. That's one of my favorite thicks.
Yeah, I like chonky with 2 K's.
I also like Allen.
What's Allen?
Allen Thick.
Oh man. In the past, we haven't reviewed, at least video reviewed, a ton of Brooks trail shoes.
I mean, let's be honest, a lot of our trail shoes we ship out to Colorado and we only get a few in here that we can actually show. So we've had like the Tecton X, we've had a few other shoes. Robbe's always running in the trail shoes. We don't always do a review, but when a shoe stands out to Robbe, we make time to come into the studio and do a review. And this one is worth your time. Taylor
out in Colorado, Matt here in Maryland, a couple other people. They actually had already reviewed the Caldera, so I was really, and they gave it some pretty good marks. So I was like, I gotta try this thing on.
But why did you have to try this thing on?
All right, so I'm not gonna recommend this plan of action to anyone out there, but I had a trail 50K coming up that I've been training for some time. You might have seen the Tecton X video. I did a lot of runs in that shoe. I needed a shoe for my trail race, and I couldn't decide between the Tecton X or like the Adidas
I think you threw the Pegasus trail in there.
The Speedland. I threw all these options out there because there's road sections, fields, there's technical terrain.
There's pretty much anything that you could throw other than ice at this course.
Right.
It's in there. There's stream crosses.
There's mud. This one got good reviews. I thought, you know, obviously a ton of cushion. This could probably handle it. So I contacted Brooks and said, I want to do a YouTube review. I want to do the race in this shoe. Can you send it? Boom, they sent it. And then I had no option but to run in the shoe. Come race day, I put the shoe on and said, let's see how this does. All right, now before we get into the performance of the shoe.
Yeah, why don't we break down the shoe?
Let's break it down. So this upper is I don't know.
Mesh?
It's a breathable mesh upper.
It looks like a mesh with like welded on overlay features. What do they even call this? Like they always have a special word for this when they do the
It's like some pattern that gives a little bit of structure and not a ton of toe protection, a little bit, but
I guess it just is welded on overlays.
Yeah, exactly. Now the tongue is like a neoprene type material, and it is gusseted in on the side. So, you know, it has a little lace catch here. It has hook and gaiter attachment, hook and loop attachments for your gaiters. Really comfortable upper. I mean, Brooks always has this comfortable upper.
They do.
Because of the wide base of this shoe, the upper is tends to be a little bit roomy because there's so much space to cover there, so much ground to cover. Overall upper, I'm gonna give it some good marks, pretty comfortable, a little bit of extra space.
I have to say, and I don't normally say this about a lot of Brooks shoes, this one looks pretty dope.
It does look pretty dope. Actually, someone, when I was in the race, was like, hey, what Brooks shoes are those? But I was passing him.
Like Caldera 6.
I was feeling good and I was passing him at the moment. And then the guy's trying to talk to me as I'm like, yeah, it's the, and he keeps trying to talk to me and I'm like, I'm trying to go, dude.
Yeah. Was it a tactic to not let you get past him?
I was wondering that, yeah. So let's get into the midsole, because this is like the bread and butter of this shoe, and really one of the main reasons why I wanted to test this shoe out. It's made from the DNA Loft V3 midsole. Grab behind your shoulder, Thomas. Or my shoulder. It was like looking in a mirror.
We liked it in this shoe. We liked it a lot.
Right, so this, I mean, we loved it in the Brooks Aurora BL. Didn't love it so much in the Brooks Glycerin, which...
Watch the review, you'll know why.
And it's a very lightweight material, so despite the enormous chonkiness, the shoe doesn't weigh as much as you would think. It's not a light shoe, we'll get into that.
Is your foot really sitting up as high as it looks?
So it's not, it's definitely like a boat / canoe type feeling.
Oh, I like canoe.
Which does help with the somewhat stability of it, because it is a large stack. And actually I got like the full rundown from Brooks of the metrics on this. So The outsole is 1 millimeter base with 4 millimeter lugs. The midsole itself is actually 26 millimeters.
26.
20 in the front for a 6 millimeter drop. So that equals 31 so far. And then we got the Strobel layers, 2 millimeters, and the sock liner that's 5.
Wow, I've never had a shoe dissected this much.
So pretty, I mean, that's like
substantial for a trail.
That's gotta be one of the highest trail stacks.
I mean, I'm thinking like Mafate or some of the old Hokas.
Challenger, yeah, like maybe, but I think it might be the highest that we've tested. Now I will say, despite the crazy stack on this, it's a pretty stable shoe, and you can see that because of how wide it is. So one of my favorite things about the shoe is when you're just bombing down hills, it feels like you're riding one of those fat tire bikes or like a monster truck.
I like it.
Because you don't feel anything. You're just like, you can take it as hard as you want.
If we were gonna go do the rim to rim to rim, this is the shoe? Got a lot of downhill.
It does have good traction. I mean, it'd be an interesting choice for sure. Now I will say, I did roll my ankle pretty badly in the race twice. Granted,
do you blame the shoe or
I don't blame the shoe.
Ankles?
I don't blame the shoe because I think I honestly would have done it in any shoe. Terrible ankles. I was bombing the hills and it would like hit a rock and just like fold over. It's gonna happen. And there were some road sections with this where once, it's not, by no means is it a fast shoe, but once you get cruising, it just like rolls right along.
I like that. So it has a rocker feel maybe?
Maybe, yeah, a little bit. I just feel like you can get in a rhythm and there's a lot of comfort in there. So especially if it's later miles, it really holds up well. The weight on this is 10 ounces, 286 grams.
For a size what?
For my size, 7.5.
Whoa.
So that's like.
So it's getting up there. I'm gonna guess in my size, that's well over 10 ounces.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not that far under the Endorphin Trail from last year, which was one of the heavier shoes we've ever tested. Traction on these was pretty good. No real issues.
I mean, that looks gnarly. You can't see it up close like I can right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure in the photos that Brandon's gonna mix into this, you're gonna see it. It's got teeth.
I really enjoyed this shoe for what it's supposed to be. I mean, they put it up there in like, it's your 100-mile shoe, your 100K shoe. So it's just a long hauler.
It's a grinder.
It is, and it's not meant to go fast, so that's, in some ways it's okay, it weighs a little bit extra. So the price on this is $150, which...
150?
Yeah.
That's not so bad.
That's in the Speedgoat realm. I think Speedgoat might even be 160 these days. So yeah, and it comes out July 1st. It's supposed to come out April 1st, but it's been pushed back by 3 months.
Sort of April Fools.
So July 1st probably means like September at this point.
Let's hope not.
But overall, I'm gonna give this a electric green, as is the colorway. Yeah, it's money. Your money.
All right, if you want to learn more about Robbe's 50K experience, check out our podcast. We did an unraveling of his tale of woe and victory. It was amazing. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry. Check it out. Our podcast is called The Drop.
If you get that emotionally invested in my 50K report,
yeah,
you need help.
But go ahead, check out The Drop. Check out our other podcast, Fuel for the Soul, that talks all about nutrition for athletes. We've also got Instagram rolling, Strava group rolling, and you can check us out on Facebook as well. Robbe, is there any other place that they should connect with us?
By the way, Believe Run Club. I mentioned that. Thursday nights here at the office.
Yeah, come here, run with the crew. And I'll say, because Robbe didn't, you should like this video again and subscribe again, or for the first time.
Well, what if you told them to like in the beginning and then they go do it again and then take the like off?
Then like it again.
So like now we're just told.
Make sure the thumb is up, blue, dazzling. Also, if you want to know more stuff about this, you could read our review of this shoe on the site from our other reviewers, and you can ask any questions to Robbe in the comments below.
Yep. All right, thanks. Good job, Brooks.
If I had a shoe, I'd throw it and go whammy.
Here, Brandon, catch. He didn't catch.
If you could hear that.
Yeah. He's a cameraman, not a catcher.
Do you know the song Canoe? I forget who sings it, but it's a really good song.
A canoe say I do.
Okay, we'll get back to it. I'll pull it up later. But it's a canoe between two shores.
Oh.
It's a bit metaphor for someone who's in love with two different people, and they're kind of stuck in between.
I guess I'm gonna go with this. It's a little bit stuck between the Speedgoat and the Caldera.
Ah, there we go.